Hi, it's Kayla and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to do the try a chapter tag, and I want to do that for two reasons. The first one being I'm just trying to decide what to read. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for, so I thought a try a chapter tag would be really good for that. I think that's kind of the purpose of the tag. But for the second reason, I have very limited bookshelf space. As you can see, I just have these 4 shelves. You can't see them all, but there's 2 shelves at the bottom and then these 2 shelves. And these 2 I keep decorative, so I really only currently have 2 shelves of books I want to read. And those shelves are full of books that I've had for years and years and years. So basically, I'm going to read the first chapter of 4 books today, and I'm going to pick one to start reading today. And if it's not the one that I'm going to read today, I'm going to decide if I want to keep it to read later or if I want to donate it. So I just kind of randomly picked 4 books that looked somewhat interesting to me right now, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what they are. First book I picked was Stolen Innocence, and this is by Alyssa Wall. I don't even know where I got this book. I think it was my mom, so I've had it forever. And as far as I know, it's a nonfiction about a girl who grew up in a polygamy cult. Yeah, that just sounds really interesting to me, so I'm going to try this one, and I do think I'll end up keeping this one, but I'm going to see if it's what I'm in the mood to read today. And then the next one I grabbed was The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. I got this book for Christmas the year it came out, and I still haven't read it. I believe it came out in 2016. So I've had it since then. I have not heard anybody talk about it. I haven't seen anybody read it, so I have no idea. I only wanted it because it was by Stephanie Meyer and I was big into Twilight back when I was a teenager, so. But I know it's an adult novel and it's nothing like her other books. But I am curious to see if it's interesting, so I'll read a chapter of that and decide if I want to read it now or if I want to keep it or donate it. Then the next book I grabbed was The 10th Circle by Jodi Picoult. I read another book by this author not long ago, Keeping Faith. It was in, I believe, my first reading vlog on this channel, and I enjoyed that one, so I'm curious to pick up more of her books, and I've had this book for years and years. I got it at a thrift store a long time ago, so I want to give this one a go. And then the final book I picked up was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is a classic mystery thriller suspense kind of book. And mystery thriller is one of my favorite genres. I've been interested to read this one for a long time, and I've had this copy for about a year, but I've been looking for it for a long time, so I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. I think it just kind of intimidates me because it's a classic, and I did try to read this like the day I bought it, and the text was so small and I had a headache that day, so I just quit reading it and I never picked it back up again. So I don't remember what the first chapter was about though, so I'm gonna reread this first chapter and see if I'm in the mood to read this one today. So yeah, those are the 4 books I picked for this video, and I'm gonna read the first chapter of each and I'll let you guys know what I think of them. I guess I'll just start with the order I talked about them in, so I guess I'll start with Stolen Innocence. And this one has a prologue before the first chapter, so I'll just read that and the first chapter, and that's 21 pages, so that's not bad. So I'll go read these 21 pages and I'll let you guys know what I thought about them. I just read the prologue and the first chapter of Stolen Innocence. So in the prologue, she's 14 and she's just been married off to her first cousin, and it just kind of jumps in right there. But then we go into the first chapter and it jumps back in time to when she's 9 years old, and polygamy is a part of their religion, so her father actually has multiple wives. This first chapter was very informative. It did a good job of explaining aspects of the religion as they were relevant within what she was talking about. I found it very fascinating, and I think it's going to be a difficult read because I can already tell that she's gone through so much even within just that reading the prologue in the first chapter, so it's going to be a difficult read, but it's a very interesting read. Yeah, this might be the one I end up picking up, but we'll see. This is the first one, so. But I will say I'm definitely keeping this one. So the next one I'm going to pick up is The Chemist, and I will say I don't really have high hopes for this one. I've had this book for a really long time and I haven't picked it up. So I'm curious to see what I think of this first chapter because I have no idea what it's about, but if I'm not into it, I probably won't keep this one. It's only 14 pages, so we'll see how it goes. I just finished the first chapter of The Chemist, and it was kind of confusing. We're following a girl. She calls herself Chris, but that's not her actual name. We don't know what her actual name is, and what we know so far is she's in hiding from the people she used to work for. Yeah, we didn't really get much from this first chapter. It's intriguing enough that I want to read a little bit more, but I might end up DNFing it anyway, but I'm gonna keep it for now and try it again at a later date, but I don't think this is what I'm in the mood to read right now. So next I'm gonna move on to the 10th Circle, and this book starts with a prologue and then has a first chapter, but the prologue and the first chapter are 60 pages, and I don't think I need to read that much to get a feel for the book, so I'm just gonna start with the prologue, which is 15 pages, and see how I feel with it after that. So I'm gonna go read that now. So I just finished the prologue for the 10th Circle, and it was really good. I don't really know what it's about yet. The prologue follows a man named Daniel Stone. In the first scene in the book, he lost his daughter when she was just a toddler, and she was lost for like 24 minutes, and then he finds her, and then he goes on to relate that to now he's lost his daughter again, but this time instead of him losing her, she, I guess, ran away or left. I'm not sure. She's older now. Like I've mentioned in other videos, I don't like to read the synopsis of a book, so I don't actually know what this is going to be about, but it seems like we're probably going to follow this dad and daughter in their relationship, and it looks interesting so far. And something really cool about this is the main character in the book, Daniel Stone, he apparently writes comic books, because at the beginning we get a sample of his comic book, and there are more samples throughout. It looks like at the end of each chapter we get little samples of his comic books, so that's pretty interesting too. So it looks like an interesting read, and I definitely want to keep this one, and I might be in the mood for this one. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna read the final one and then I'll make my decision, but I am keeping this one. So now I'll read the first chapter in Rebecca, and this first chapter is only 4 pages, so it shouldn't take long at all. I just read the first chapter of Rebecca. So in this first chapter, the main character was talking about that she dreamed that she went back to this house called Manderley, and it was basically a description of Manderley, and it was really dark and atmospheric, and I think this is going to be an interesting read, but I also think it's going to be a really slow read for me. I tend to take books like this that have a lot of heavy description really slowly, so I'm not really sure if I'm in the mood for this right now. I'm still really interested to read this one, so I'm definitely going to keep it. I just don't think I'm going to read it right now. So with that being said, let's go over what I thought about each of these books. So as I said with Rebecca, I want to keep this one, but I'm not in the mood for it right now. And then with The Chemist, not sure if I'm going to keep this one or not. I'm going to read a little bit more of it, but not right now. And then The 10th Circle and Stolen Innocence were the two that I enjoyed the most and I found the most intriguing. I could honestly read either one of these right now, but I think I'm gonna start with Stolen Innocence. I think this is the one I'm in the mood to read today, but honestly I could probably start both of them since they're both different genres and read both of them. So I would say that this video was a success. I found 2 books that I'm interested in reading. I didn't get rid of any yet. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with The Chemist yet, but I did figure out what I want to start reading for now, so I'll call that a win. So thank you guys for following me today with this try-a-chapter journey, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these books, because I'd really like to know. So thanks for watching. Bye!